we go. Oh, righty, you looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. Why the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost the Super Bowl because they suck. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. Rolls right off the tongue there, folks. Philadelphia sucks. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody spent any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. Plus, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it might wind up being, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free and fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. First one's called the Saquon, second one's called the Lawrence Taylor, and the third membership level is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel, that would mean so much to me. I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed, thank you. And then finally, in the description box below, there's 2 additional Facebook links. The top Facebook links take you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants of Gridiron. It's a group. And I say this all the time. Basically, on my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, my Facebook page, which I'll go over in a minute. It's all called like the same thing. It's called the New York Giants of Gridiron. I dumb it down for a moron like me. I can remember what they're called. It's not like, what's my page called? What's the group? What is the channel called? Something different. It's all called the same thing. It dumbs it down for me. We're still holding tight. We have over 3,900 members in the group. Any day now, we're going to hit that 4,000 member mark. It's doing really, really well. And basically what I do is once I get done going live, I'll spend probably like the next 2 hours or so just putting stuff in the group and in the page. I try to get up to like 10 things a day in the group and in the page too, every day. Whether I'm just sharing an article, showing a video, something, a picture, a post, something just showing some stats on a ball player, something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys, which is some of my personal favorites, might I add, right? I try to get up to 10 things a day in there. And then not only, if you become a member too of the group, not only do I post stuff in here, but the members post stuff in here as well. So every day there's a ton of stuff, 7 days a week going into the group. And then the second Facebook link takes you to my page. All right, I'm the administrator in there, so I'm the only one to post anything in there. But it's a page, New York Giants of Gridiron. It's a page where we just hit 6,500 followers. We're at over 1,900 likes and have 6,500 followers. It's doing simply marvelous. But it's the same thing. And once I get done going live here, I wind up spending a bunch of time putting stuff in the group and in the page. And I said I try to get up to 10 things in every day, 7 days a week in the page as well too. So I said once again, whether it's a video, I'm sharing an article, a post, a picture, just something showing some stats on a ball player or a team or whatever. I said once again, something showing, making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys, which is my personal favorites, right? I try to get up to 10 things a day in the page as well too, and I don't commingle them. All right, so basically, whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group. The stuff that I put in the group, I don't put in the page. I just try to keep them separate, unless there's something that really makes fun of the Eagles. Then I just got to share that with everybody, right? But other than that, I just try to keep the stuff separate. But I said, if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it, and you go to the group and you become a member, every day, 7 days a week, there's a ton of New York Giants information. And like I say all the time, if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it, and you go to the group and you become a member, if you're not 100% satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. All right, all that stuff said and done, out of the way with. That's this one I saw here. What's up, Daddy? He's Pro Bowl. He's a Pro Bowl. Are we talking Daniel Jones? Is that what we're talking about there, Daddy? Daniel Jones? But it was nice to see this. The one article was Daniel Jones. Well, actually, they were doing like all the quarterbacks. But but it was nice to see. CBS puts Daniel Jones in the tier 3 among quarterbacks. So I mean that was a lot of people like just to totally bash Daniel Jones, and it. Well, here what I got. 8 tiers, looks like it. That's a lot of tiers for quarterbacks. But I mean, a lot of them, would wind up bashing Daniel Jones and this, that, and the other thing, and blah, 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 And of course, they put, Jalen Hurts, he's the greatest quarterback of all time, and Daniel Jones is like way down at the bottom, and this, that, and the other thing, and all. But they got 8 tiers here. Let's see. CBS. Jason LaCanfora of CBS Sports put all 32 NFL quarterbacks into tiers. This year, I said, wow, my bad. I do apologize. In 2021 and 2022, Jason LaCanfora of CBS Sports put all 32 NFL quarterbacks into tiers. This year, Will Brinson took a stab at it. I'm not going to say that I diagnosed every tier and I broke down every quarterback and all that. But from what I saw, it was pretty I'm not really going to argue at all, right? He kept the tiers mostly the same, but did make some changes. So there's 8 tiers. They're kind of funny. The first tier is the big 3, right? They're like God, right? You're putting them on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks for this year, right? The second tier could join them next year, which is quite possible. Tier 3, where Daniel Jones is at, I have intrigue with question marks. Yes, he's very his intrigue. Yes, he does still have some question marks. Yes, he does. So ain't no complaint from me there. Tier 4s, you can win with them. I thought that's where Daniel Jones would be. Most people would put him there, but then they got tier 5, future potential, can win with them guys. Tier 6 is no clue, man. Tier 7 is the rookies, and then they got like tier 10. Just says just in freaking case. I guess if you had to put them in there, just in freaking case, I guess these are guys you put in there. But see, looking at the tiers and which players he put there, tier 3 isn't a bad place to be. No, he's sitting. Daniel Jones he's sitting below players who have had more success than he has, and sharing space with Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Fields, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. That's not bad company to be in. Jones took a massive leap forward last season with good coaching. I don't understand the idea he's going to be worse in the second year of Brian Daboll's coaching him up after the poo-poo platter New York gave him before. And you got a good point there. A lot of it's got to do with coaching. There's no reason to think that Jones is going to perform worse than he did last season. It will be a second season under Daboll and Kafka too, right? And this isn't his first time learning a new coaching scheme. He may be a tier 3 quarterback right now, but a solid Giants season could possibly elevate him. Possibly. So we'll have to wait and see. But so what do we got here? They got 2023 NFL quarterback rankings by tiers. And they had Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts, not quite in the elite category, but close. Yeah, okay. All right. So they got the big 3. They got Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. And you'll note all of them are in the AFC. So, I mean, it's kind of maybe hard to argue with that. I mean, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, you can maybe even put him in, tier 0 where he's like by himself, But then they got tier 2 could join. These guys could join them next year now. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, and Jalen Hurts. I like, okay, so that's tier 2. And they got tier 3 where Daniel Jones is at. And they have intrigue, but they have question marks. Now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, I'm not sure what his question marks are. I mean, other than his age, and maybe he may not be able to hold up behind the Jets' offensive line. Maybe that's what the question marks are. Or he's maybe playing with a new team, and he's got to learn the system. I don't know exactly, but we'll have to wait and see. But so Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Fields. Justin Fields in tier 3. Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. So, I mean, Tua's got to be able to stay healthy. But, so, I mean, I'll tell you what, tier 3 is not a bad, I mean, this is everybody, this is one guy's opinion, this, that, and the other thing, but, it's not a bad place to be. It says, think of this as a combo of young rising stars and veterans who have won at the highest level but can't be totally trusted. So I guess Aaron Rodgers can't totally be trusted. Is that what it is? Okay. There's something lingering in each of these cases, whether it's a single year of production, a single year of decline, injuries, or the team around them. So maybe they're talking about with Aaron Rodgers, the team around, maybe more like the offensive line. It says Rodgers won 2 of the last 3 MVPs. Yeah. And it would be shocking if he wasn't good this year, but he's on a new team without a history of much success, and it wasn't his best last year. I have no interest in betting against Spite, especially if he was hurt all season. Stafford won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He was injured all last year, and everything went wrong for the Rams, who Vegas hates this season, along with everyone else. Tua's got 2 things that worry me, and they remain very much intertwined: his health and his offensive line. Fields can do it as a runner, and I don't like quarterbacks who have to win by running the ball. One twisted ankle, one bang to the knee, one this, one that, one pulled hamstring, one whatever, Charlie horse in the thigh or something like that. You can't run. Can you stand in the pocket if you have to? 17 games, a long stretch of games to go without getting injured, without taking a shot in the leg or something like that and injuring yourself. Can you stand in the pocket if you have to and drive your team down the field? Let's see. It feels that's not all his fault, and Bears did their best to fix things around him this offseason. Jones took a massive leap forward last season with good coaching. I don't understand the idea he's going to be worse in his second year with Brian Daboll coaching him up after the poo-poo platter New York gave him before. Browns fans will accuse me of putting Watson here for off-field issues. If you want to yell at me, feel free, but include the last regular season game he played well in when you do it. Wilson is here because I believe wholeheartedly in Sean Payton as an offensive coach and play caller. Just about anyone else, and Wilson would be much lower. Wow. If Payton can't fix Russ, well, buddy, we might have a whole new category next year. So then you got you can win with them guys. Now, I was kind of shocked here, right? I seen Dak is below Daniel Jones. Interesting. So you got Jared Goff, interesting, who beat Daniel Jones last year. You got Dak Prescott, who's here, who Daniel Jones can't beat, or hasn't beaten him yet. Geno Smith's here, who beat Daniel Jones last year. Kirk Cousins is here, who beat Daniel Jones last year. Ryan Tannehill's here. Daniel Jones beat him. Derek Carr and Jimmy G. That rounds off tier 4. You can win with them guys. Tier 5, future potential, can win with them guys. Mac Daddy Jones. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Kenny Pickett, well, we'll have to see if he can continue off what he did last season. I'll be interested to see about that one. And Brock Purdy. Yeah, I forgot about him. He's in tier 5, huh? Okay, well, we'll see. But then again, it'll be interesting to see if Brock Purdy was on a different team. That'd be interesting to see. But no clue, man. Kyler Murray. There you go. Yeah, Kyler Murray. I want $500 trillion a year. Yeah, that's me. Kyler Murray. Yep. I don't want to study tape. I don't want to do nothing. Kyler Murray, but give me all the money. Yep. Gotta love it. Yeah. Tier 6. Sam Howell, Jordan Love. Be interesting to see what he does this year. Baker Mayfield and Desmond Ridder. Then we got tier 7, the rookies, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. I'm very interested to see how those guys perform this season. Absolutely. Those guys can obviously skyrocket up the charts if they do well this year. And then this is funny. Where are we? Justin freaking Case. Oh, I get it now. Call me a moron. Justin freaking Case. Tom Brady, right? Justin freaking Case, he decides to, I guess, come out of retirement or somebody throws some money at him or whatever. But Tom Brady, everyone says he's done, but Sean Connery came back and played James Bond again in 1983 at age 52. Never say never and again and whatnot. So just in case. So maybe Tom Brady will come back after all. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, I can see Daniel Jones is, certainly not a tier 1. I mean, the one thing is that, especially in the quarterback play, there's a lot of things you can always work on. What's up today? Bengals ex tight end and ex-tight end and Rodgers need to connect. That's CJ. Who's your mama? 4 years, no Pro Bowl. Tier 3 is Pro Bowl snubs. Ooh, that's a good way of looking at it. I never thought of that. But the thing is that, you can work on a lot of things, and get better. Obviously, without question. Some of it is also, you got to have that, some of the processing, being able to process, right? Like my computer here, I got the Intel Core i7 that processes faster than i5, processes faster than i3. I mean, you can have all the, I mean, I see all these, like these YouTube videos and stuff. And I see like a guy like on his knees from the 50-yard line, sits there and takes the ball and throws the ball and can hit the upright from 50, 60 yards away on his knees. Who cares? Who the cares? So what? What the heck has that got to do with playing quarterback? I mean, come on. Who the cares? You got to be, you got guys who want to take your head off at any given second. You got to have a clock on your head for, 1,001, 1,002. You boom, 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 boom. You got to process, like that. Who am I going to go to? Okay, for that split second, you break your eye and you see the guy over here, whatever he's doing. He's running something to the corner, something to the flag or whatever it is, So you got to process it, right? Just like that. Okay, that's the guy. Then obviously, then you're getting rid of the ball within whatever 0.2 of a second or whatever it is to get the ball. But then how you lead the guy. Is there a safety over top so you don't want to go too far? Do you want to do you want to lead him more out of bounds? Is there a cornerback trail on him? Can you drop it in over him? How high do you want to drop it? How low do you want to? Is there a wind? Is it this? Is it that? Who's the guy running the route? Everybody runs routes differently. There's a trillion things that you got to like that and be able to throw the ball on a dime and be able to hit and connect. I mean, that's tough. Some guys can do it, and some other guys, the guy's standing there wide open, I can hit him, right? But that's not the life in the NFL quarterback, right? So sometimes you can be as good as you want and work on a lot of things, but sometimes just to get to that top tier is for some guys is just be darn near impossible. But some guys are willing to put the work in, like Daniel Jones, maybe not to get to the tier 1, but to maybe to get to tier 3 or 2. Maybe never hit the tier 1 because he's, for whatever reasons, maybe he can't get there. But Daniel Jones is at least putting the work in to do all he can do to make himself the best quarterback possible for him. Then you get morons like Kyler Murray who want, completed like 7 passes in the NFL, thinks he's the greatest thing of all time, and wants more money than anybody in the history of quarterback play. And he doesn't want to study film and this, that, and the other thing. He acts like a 2-year-old child and all. And it's like, man, are you serious? Really? Are you kidding me? What a joke. What an absolute joke he is. But that's my opinion. But, Daniel Jones is helping himself. Daniel Jones will probably never be a tier 1 quarterback. But obviously, if you build a good enough team around him, which is not always the easiest thing to do, right? But, if you build a good team, enough team around them, the Baltimore Ravens won with Trent Dilfer. So, but of course, they have one of the greatest defenses of all time. But, you can win, with, it doesn't have to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but it doesn't hurt either. But, Daniel Jones is doing a good job, doing a good job for himself. Now, the next thing, Shep. Is this his last chance? Last chance for Shep. I hate to think not, but Shep is the longest tenured member of the Giants. He's well liked among the coaching staff and the locker room, and is undoubtedly one of Daniel Jones's favorite targets to throw to. Shepard was drafted in the 2nd round by the Giants, and of course that was the Eli Apple debacle, right? Eli Apple was in the 1st round. Sterling Shepard was in the 2nd round. He's been here through the dark times, seeing multiple coaches and front office changes. Oh yeah, you figure what he was McAdoo and Spagnuolo, right? Was the interim coach for the final 3 games of the 17 season. 18-19, you had Shermer, then you had Judge, now you got Dable. So he's seen like 5 different coaches. Whew. Wow. Problem with Shepard has been his availability. Your best ability is your availability. I heard Deal say that many times, many a time. David Deal. So there's no denying his insane work ethic and passion for the game, but he unfortunately has had some significant injuries that have cut short his seasons of late. He's missed games in the last 4 seasons. His 2021 and 22 seasons have ended prematurely after he suffered a torn Achilles and ACL, respectively. Shepard has appeared in just 10 games over the last 2 seasons, which isn't ideal for a 30-year-old receiver on a tee with some younger, healthier talent. Oh, yeah. Shepard is now the elder statesman of the wide receiver room. He is by no means a lock to make the roster this year. Nope. But he has fans within the organization that will make it hard for the Giants to cut ties. Can Shepard finally stay healthy enough to help the Giants win even more games in 2023? Best case scenario. The plan for Shepard this year is simply to say, but hard to put in action. He has to stay healthy. Good luck. There's no denying his impact on the field. He's created a chemistry with Daniel Jones that's unmatched. Yep. He's the energizer that this team needs, whether he's suited up or not. Shepard's sheer presence makes this team perform better. Absolutely. There's not much else to say, and just staying healthy should be his top goal for 2023. He deserves to contribute to a winning Giants team, and he was here for so many losing seasons. His last fully healthy season was in 2018 when he caught 66 passes for 872 yards and 4 touchdowns. The last time he came close to playing a full season was in 2020, appearing in 12 games. Worst case scenario. There are 2 scenarios for Shepard that could make his 2023 forgettable. The first is obvious, getting injured again. Even if it's not a season-ending injury, Shepard missing any games in 2023 will only hurt his chances of being on the team in 2024. The other scenario is being beaten out by the other players, which is quite possible. The Giants have a lot of competition at receiver where very few spots are locked up. Tossing the fact that Shepard could start training camp on the PUP list, which is quite possible, which put his availability for the start of the 2023 season in doubt. And that's not a promising outlook. Now, if you look, my goodness. Last year he played in 3 games. He missed 14 games. The year before that, he played in 7 games. So he missed 10. So he's missed 24 games over the last 2 seasons. Couple that up with he missed 4 games in 2020. So now we're at 28 games. Then he missed 6 games in 2019. So we're at 34 games. Then he had a fully healthy season. Then he missed 5 games. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 of the past 6 seasons he's missed time. And basically, the last 4 seasons he's missed, a ton of time. Last year he only started 2 games last year. He played in 3, and then obviously got hurt. But there is no denying, right, when he's on the field or even on the sideline, it's a difference maker. Even just on the side, even if he doesn't have his uniform on, he certainly helps the team, right? But if he's can ever get him on the field, him and Daniel Jones, they definitely have a nice connection going. Absolutely, without question. It certainly would be nice to see him on the field, But once again, as also said in that article, he doesn't have who was that article? Who was that masked man? I gotta give them. Was that who was that? Giants Country, Fan Nation. Andrew Persard, looks like, from one day ago. Actually, it was a couple days ago. Andrew Persard. But I said, there's no doubting it. When he's on the field with Daniel Jones, they do it. They have a good connection without question. But he's got to be able to stay healthy. Then I saw this one article. It says the perfect move for the Giants to make. I don't know. Some people, they write this stuff. This is from Clutch Points by Steve Silverman. One perfect move to fill out the Giants roster before training camp. I'm not sure if some of these people, I don't know. The New York Giants are going into the 2023 season with quite a bit of confidence in themselves. That's because they were successful in the first-year head coach, Brian Daboll, a year ago, and there is every belief in the New York metropolitan area the Giants can build off of that success. New York finished the 3rd, right, behind the Cowboys and Eagles. It was the first time the Giants made the playoffs since 2016. They made the most of their postseason opportunity by beating the NFC North champion Minnesota Vikings on the road, while the Giants were hammered by the Eagles. Oh, yeah, you can say hammered. Optimism comes naturally after success in the first year of a coaching regime. However, another round of success does not necessarily follow. Nope. Biggest offseason moves may not be enough. Giants tried to address those areas of need in the offseason. Of course, the biggest moves were, they brought in Jamison Crowder, Darren Waller. Said the additions of Crowder, Waller, and Hyatt were designed to help the Giants become more dominant and explosive in the passing game. Those moves may still not be enough talent to compete with better teams in the league. The Giants are committed to Daniel Jones, a quarterback, and while he was able to deliver a wild-card playoff victory, he is far from a finished product. He was able to take advantage of his substandard defense in that game. That is not satisfactory. He will need to improve if he is going to lead his team to victories over elite defenses. Let's see. All right, here we go. The Giants cannot be faulted if they wanted to improve their run defense or their secondary. The belief here is that they need to improve their wide receiver crew. Crowder and Hyatt, I'm not sure why he's not talking about Campbell. I don't know this guy. Crowder and I could help them in that area, but that's not enough. The addition of a free agent wide receiver in Jarvis Landry could be the move that allows the Giants to stand out. It could ensure that the team stays on the winning path in 2023. Jarvis Landry would stand out among receivers. Take a look at the names the Giants have penciled in on their depth chart at the wide receiver position. It doesn't seem like Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell will strike fear into the hearts of opposing defense coordinators. That holds true for Shepard and Wan'Dale Robertson, who got injured, right? Let's see. And even Jamison Crowder says here that he missed 24 games in 3 seasons. That's why they need to add Landry. Now, they're talking about injuries, but Landry missed time last year. I mean, Landry played in 9 games last year, so he missed 8 games. He only started in 3 games. So, I mean, if he was that potent, that phenomenal last year with the Saints, why wasn't he starting games? Why? I didn't follow up on that, but why would he only started 3 out of the 9 games he played in? Why? But he missed time too. He's talking about the Giants got a bunch of guys that missed time. Well, he missed 8 games last year. He also missed 5 games the year before that. So they're talking about bringing in a 31-year-old wide receiver that's supposed to just make the Giants Super Bowl champions all of a sudden. I'm not exactly sure where that came from. He had 25 receptions last year. He averaged 2.8 receptions a game. I mean, so all of a sudden we're supposed to bring this guy in there, and we're supposed to be, the greatest team of all time. I mean, he hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2019. He's tailed off every year since 2019. He had 1,174 yards. 2020 he had 840. 2021 he had 570. Last year he had 272 yards, and he's only getting older. So I don't know. The one thing was that I did see was that he did have by Pro Football Focus, I believe it was, his projected salary may be around like $3 million. So if the Giants did want to bring him in, I don't see why they would want to do that, but, would bring him in. He wouldn't cost a ton of money. But, once again, it's like somebody that they're not going to, he'd just be like a torch holder. I don't know if they want to do something like that to bring him in, somebody in for like a year or whatever it would be. So I don't know about that. To bring in Jarvis Landry for like a year. I can't see them putting the Giants over the top. I would roll my dice with some of the other guys we have there. I don't know. I don't know. I think I would leave that one alone. But that was from Clutch Points. Their idea was the Giants to bring in Jarvis Landry. That would be the one final move the Giants could make this year. Spend a couple $1 million to bring Jarvis Landry as a wide receiver. So I'm not feeling that one. Then there was one more. The Giants' salary cap space health over the next 3 seasons looks to be pretty good. So where are we at here? So that's not bad. There we go. I got 75,000 tabs open. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Giants 3-year cap health ranked 10th by Pro Football Focus. So not too bad. Not too shabby. New York Giants general manager Joe Schoen faced a daunting task last offseason. Oh, yeah, taking over a team seemingly bereft of both talent and cap space. It was his job to sort out the mess and return the Giants to their respectable and winning tradition. According to Pro Football Focus, Schoen has done a pretty good job in both respects. Their 3-year cap analysis shows that the Giants are in 10th best shape among teams in terms of overall cap health from 2023 to 2025. That's not bad. Now, explaining exactly what that means starts getting into the gobbledygook of the salary cap. But let's try to break it down a bit. The PFF breakdown takes into account 5 separate categories and then attempts to compare each category individually to the league average. The final ranking is Wade's summary of those 5 categories. Here are the categories and reasons for inclusion. He's got Their categories are the top 51 veteran valuation, active draft capital, the 20 to 23 to 25 effective cap space, the total prorated money, including void money, which is huge, right? And 2024 free agent valuations. Of course, then you have the overall. So the overall, let's see. All right, so we got the 51 veteran valuation. In the offseason, only the 51 highest paid players on the team's roster count against the salary cap. This is so that teams can field a 90-man roster, although it would seem that an expensive veteran core makes it difficult for a team to succeed. There is some correlation between having that core and team success. The Giants are ranked 11th in this category. Not too bad. Active draft capital. Along with veterans, though, it's important for a team to have successful players on rookie contracts. Yes. Using a weighted formula over the cap projected each rookie contract player's potential surplus value based on a previous draft position results. In theory, a team with more active draft capital should be in a stronger cap position, as they should be receiving more value from cheap contracts. However, in practice, projected surplus value does not always translate into actual value. The Giants rank second in this category, boosted by players like Andrew Thomas, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, and Deonte Banks. Whether Thibodeau, Neal, and Banks can actually actualize their potential is a different story. All right. 2023 to 2025 effective cap space. The actual cap space numbers that Over the Cap provides may be a bit overstated, but the rankings will not change based on that. This valuation utilizes effective cap space to account for how many players the team has under contract. For example, a team can head into the offseason with $40 million in cap space, but only have 40 players under contract. So they still need to come up with, for a 53-man roster, they still have to sign an additional 13 players. So effective cap space will subtract the minimum cost to sign the remaining players to fill out the roster. The Giants rank 14th in effective cap space over the next 3 seasons. Obviously, the big contracts given to Daniel Jones and Sexy Dexy will have some effect on that. But the large active draft capital gave the Giants leeway to give a couple of big contracts. However, a potential Saquon Barkley extension this offseason and an Andrew Thomas deal down the road could have an impact on this ranking. Then the total prorated money, including void money. Now, this one's huge. This talks about money that has been pushed into the future, like the Eagles like to do, just kicking the can down the road. They ain't worried about 2-3 years from now. We're winning now, brother. I don't care if the salary cap's screwed up. We're all in this year. All the chips in the center of the table this year. Everybody I'm signing is getting void years. I'm voided years. We're paying these guys $300-400 years down the road because we're all trying to win right now. Right? That's the Eagle way. Let's see. This talks about money that has been pushed into the future via signing bonuses, which spread out over the length of the contract, as well as dead money. As PFF explains, both of these numbers are sunk costs that can no longer be moved around to future seasons. Therefore, having more prorated and dead cap tightens future flexibility. The Giants rank 17th in this category. Basically, because of this season, which is bad, because they had dead cap money from Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, who was on a void year, right, and Kadarius Toney on the books for 2023. So we got a lot of money, dead cap money from those guys. In 2024, Leonard Williams, Adoree Jackson, Tyrod Taylor, Graham Gano, and Oshane Robinson have void money. Rashawn Robinson also has some void money in 2025. I think that was one of the reasons why we were able to bring him in, because we did not have enough money this year, I don't believe, unless, especially we didn't do anything with Saquon yet to maybe sign him to a long-term contract, maybe drop down his cap hit this year, maybe have some additional cap space this year. So I think the only way we're maybe able to get Oshane Robinson to sign with the Giants this year was to, kick a little can down the road. So let's see. However, 17 is not a terrible position to be in. One of the reasons Shane may have chosen not to extend Williams or Jackson this offseason is avoid pushing even more prorated money into the future. He's trying to walk the line between winning now and retooling. It's a tough line to walk down. Then we got free agent valuations. This section projects the average market growth of each position and then assigns a value to each pending free agent accordingly. It's not trying to forecast how well the player will perform in their walk year. The Giants actually ranked 32nd in the NFL in this category. With Williams, Jackson, Barkley, Robinson, Xavier McKinney set to be free agents, the Giants' projected free agent class will be very expensive. However, it's possible, albeit unlikely, that none or at least very few of those players will be on the team in 2024. Barkley's the X factor. Obviously, if he signs a deal, he won't count toward that free agency projection. If he doesn't, he and McKinney will be interesting case studies for next season, giving strong indications of what Shane's preferences are in roster building. So overall, the Giants' combination of a lot of young talent, a few key bookend stars, and a reasonably flexible future cap landed them 10th on the overall list. ESPN may have trashed the Giants' offseason and roster, but PFF appears to have a stronger outlook. Cool. Thank you, PFF. Go F yourself, ESPN. The NFC East. Now, all the teams are very, very similar, right? The Commanders are 9th. The Giants are 10th. The Cowboys are 12th, and the Eagles are 15th. All very, very similar. So as far as cap strength and weaknesses and all of that, they're all very, very similar. But, one of the huge things with the Giants is that, we got, they got Adoree Jackson. Quite a few. Graham Cano, what are we doing with him? Although he's not going to be that expensive if we do re-sign him. But Adoree Jackson, what we're going to do with Tyrod Taylor, going to bring him back. Once again, he would not be really, really expensive. But, Leonard Williams, right? What we're going to do with Oshane Robinson. We're going to try to re-sign him, right? What are we doing with Saquon, right? I mean, can we get something done with him? Speaking of Saquon, we got the 17th, soon to be the 7th. We got about a week and a half left to go. But once again, deadlines make things happen. So, we have until the 17th. So we got about 10 days left. The Saquon countdown is on. I really feel something will get done before the time's up. I really, really think so. I think it's just a matter of time. And then you're also not only that, but it's soon to be the 7th. And I think everybody's coming into 20th, or the rookies are coming into 25th. So we got 18 days left until training camp. And then it all starts, guys. It all starts. Well, that pretty much wraps up here. It's 42 minutes. Whoever spent any time at all watching this, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Or anybody spends any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. Teddy, as always, buddy, I'll see you tonight. We're talking about the 1978 New York Giants, right? The miracle at the Meadowlands won. Another brutal season by the Giants. So, as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!